And we're back. All right, back to the English review. So we're still working on transitions, and we are on example 3 now. Okay, so let's check out this one. What could be better about this transitional phrase? In conclusion, as we looked back over the summer months, we concluded that we should have spent more time preparing for the ACT. What's wrong here? Well, it repeats the same verb or the same kind of word twice. Conclusion and concluded. So that is redundant. You have to pick another transitional phrase to use here that means the same thing as in conclusion. It's not that in conclusion is wrong, it's that you have to change something so these two things are not repeated. It's not redundant. Okay? So we changed it to ultimately. That is an option that they might give you on the ACT. All right. Moving on to area number 2 that's difficult for you all, participles. So participle is just a fancy word for a form of a verb that is used as an adjective or as a verb used to form compound tenses. You need to know the difference between past and present participles. So present participles are ing verbs. It's formed by adding ing to the base form of a verb, such as running, adding ing to that base form. Stunning, adding ing to the verb stun, and so on and so forth. Usually you're going to be using a gerund form, or you might have to use the infinitive, which is to and then the verb. Okay? Past participles end with ed or some other form of an irregular past tense verb. For example, bruised and beaten, the victim was no match for his attackers. All right, so let's look at sample ACT questions and the correct answers for these, how to fix these. I enjoy to jog through the park. That doesn't make any sense. You need to make the infinitive here, to jog, into a gerund form. I enjoy jogging through the park. And that way it becomes a noun form of the verb jog. So I enjoy jogging through the park. Second example, I've just drank a glass of water, so I'm not thirsty anymore. This is an irregular participle, an irregular past participle verb that you're going to need to use here. You can't say I've just drank, because drank is not the correct past form of drink. Drank is not the past of drink. So the actual past tense is drunk a glass of water. And it has to be past because it says I have just. So I'm not thirsty anymore. It's not speaking in present, it's speaking in the past. And example number 3, burning on each side, the toast was inedible. This seems to mean that it's happening currently, burning on each side. We know it's not happening currently because it says it was inedible. So the toast here, this clause, uses a past tense of the toast was inedible. So you have to make this match up with was. So therefore you need to make it not into the past participle ing, but the present participle ing, but it needs to be in the past participle, which is ed. Burned on each side, the toast was inedible. And number 3, the third area of difficulty, apostrophes. Apostrophes are easy, but they're easy to overlook too, especially in today's texting speak, where we text each other and we don't always autocorrect every little apostrophe mistake. And sometimes the autocorrect doesn't catch it. So you have to be the one to make sure that you're catching it. All right, so let's look at these 3 examples. And each of these have 2 possible issues. All right, so you use apostrophes to form possessives of nouns, which we'll look at examples of that. Omission of letters, where you combine 2 words into a contraction, like wasn't for was not, or to indicate certain plurals of lowercase letters. That's not going to be used very often. Okay, example 1. Who's the party's candidate for vice president this year? Where do you need those commas or apostrophes? Whose. This is short for who is. It's a contraction, so you need an apostrophe there. Parties. Look, it's even missing it for me. This is autocorrecting. It's telling me I need to fix it. Party's candidate. If the candidate belongs to the party, if it's a possessive of the noun party, then you need an apostrophe here. So that's the correct form of that. All right. Example 2. The fox had its right foreleg caught securely in the trap's jaws. This one looks like it should have 2, but don't be mistaken. The fox had its right foreleg. Okay, this is the tricky thing. If its is the possessive of a noun and it's not putting it is, it's not making it into a contraction, then it's the opposite of the rule here where it says you have to form possessives of nouns. It's the possessive of a noun, but it's not omitting letters. So this rule cancels out that rule in this case for its. So that stays the same because its refers to the fox and it's talking about its leg. Now, what needs to be fixed? Traps. That's right. That needs to be made possessive because the jaws belong to the trap. So it's a possessive of the noun. Last one to practice today. Our neighbor's car is an old Chrysler and it's just about to fall apart. Now, here's another form of its that needs an apostrophe. Why does it need an apostrophe? Because it needs to insert is. It's taking out it is and it's making it shorter into a contraction. So you don't use it here, but you do use it here because its is short for it is. And then, of course, the car, who does it belong to? The neighbors. So you must use an apostrophe S to show that the car belongs to the neighbors. All right, guys, I hope you learned something today that will help you on your enrichment journey to scoring better on the ACT. Next week, I'll be back with you. Next week, we will make sure that we practice. We look at your specific score. We look at what you did right, what you did wrong. I'll help you go through the ones that you missed that you can't figure out the answers to. And I'll use that survey you did last time where you told me about the schools that you're interested in. And we'll make sure that you know the ACT score you need to get into that school, into your dream school, because I want what's best for you. So I want to help you on this journey. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend. See you next week.